Abuja prides itself as the purposely built capital of Africa's most populous country, that's Nigeria. Now, the capital city is striving to become the country's economic hub. Having achieved 200 billion naira annual revenue generation mark, it's aiming to overtake Lagos as the country's economic capital and commercial hub. Speaking with newsmen in Abuja, the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Bello, said the FCT now generates over 200 billion naira annually through aggressive revenue generation drive and is aiming to surpass Lagos, which is the highest revenue generating state in the country, with 535 billion naira generated in 2021 and a targeted 980.6 billion naira in 2022. Quite interesting. This is quite a tall order for the FCT, Bikil.
Yes, it is, but fortune favors the daring. Yeah. It's a good thing that the Federal Capital Territory Administration is already forward-looking and trying to build on the successes that has been recorded. One of the ways to do it is to block those loopholes. The avenues through which resources leak in our country are too many. So if you can plug those loopholes, chances are that you'll be able to make a lot more money. You know, I remember the former governor of Lagos State, Ambode, who also raised the revenue, you know, from the point where he met it. He said, I'm not, when we interviewed, he said, I'm not introducing new taxes. I've only improved the collection. So if you improve the collection, chances are that you will make a lot more money. Outside of Lagos, the FCT is the fastest growing in our country. I don't want to call it state because it's not really a state. But outside of Lagos, it is the fastest growing area in our country. And the potential to expand is there. But at the same time, there are, I mean, the government must leverage on opportunities for expansion, for recreation. For example, yes, Abuja does not have aquatic assets like Lagos, but it can be created. We've seen what the UAE did. You know, it can be created. If they can do it in the UAE, we can do it here too. The little aquatic resources in Abuja can be harnessed so that they can have even artificial beaches and all that, so that more revenue can be generated, and the collection, as I've said earlier, the collection can be improved. So they've already said it. If we've generated 200 billion a year and Lagos generated 535 billion last year, it's going to take mighty effort, if not a miracle, to catch up with Lagos, because the resources that Lagos has, no state has it, and that is why it's seen as the 5th largest economy in Africa. So Abuja will keep working hard, but I do not see them catching up with a state that is already projecting close to 1 trillion in form of internally generated revenue for next year.
Well, if they are actually aggressively looking at generating revenue and catching up with Lagos, wouldn't it be, well, 200 billion naira is a sign of growth, but wouldn't it be that they might be, you know, tightening the knot around the neck of people in terms of generating massive revenue?
No. It's not about tightening the knot. It's about getting the loopholes fixed and then creating incentives for people to pay. What we have seen is that it takes a lot to get Nigerians to pay taxes. It takes a lot, even for companies, not to talk of individuals. There were some steps that Lagos took that got it here.
Yeah.
In as much as it's an ongoing process, the registration of residents in Lagos, especially those who are doing petty businesses, accept the state government. No matter how small you get from traders here and there, by the time you put it together, it comes to a lot. One of the areas where Lagos has also thrived is in the land use charge. when you look at the amount houses pay, it seems small. For instance, I know that in the Ikeja Ogba axis, where you have flats, maybe about 4 flats in a compound, you still pay less than 100,000 in a year. When you look at it, it seems small, but when you look at the number of houses you are going to cover, it's a lot. And one of the areas where the FCT is having challenges now is in the issue of land allocation, non-development of land, unoccupied buildings that cannot, you can't get the owners to come and pay you taxes for land rent and all the rest. Those are the areas. It's just a matter of fixing those areas and then providing the incentives. When you have facilities, and the FCT is doing well in terms of that, especially roads. You have good roads, which is being built anyway by the federal government. And then if they can go into the interior, develop places like the satellite towns, Kubwa, all the axis on the airport road and all the rest, and you're able to harness your gains from there. It's a lot. It's huge. Abuja is huge. And I think that's all they need to do. And like Bikio said, in Nigeria generally, we are not paying attention to tourism. We are just allowing things to waste. When you go to a state like Florida in the US, what do they have? They have water parks, especially the one owned by Disney, the Disney World. It's huge. Nigerians pay as much as $10,000, $20,000 to go there with their family. It doesn't include cost of flying. Sometimes it doesn't include feeding, and it also doesn't include transportation. And I don't know why we can't even have one of those. When you go into the UAE, every year, or maximum 2-3 years, you go back, you find out that there's another theme park. Hollywood is there now with its own park, and you can spend 2 days going around the park, and you wouldn't even be satisfied. You have the Ferrari world there. You have what does it take to have all of these things? We should keep thinking instead of just focusing on oil, and then we're just wasting. Right.